In this little series of videos, I've been making sure to put pictures up of the puppies so that you can see how the puppies mature through the first few weeks of their life. Now, as I was putting up these pictures, I was like, dang, the time really flies. It goes so fast, guys. Just the other day, it seems like these little guys were just round-headed blobs, and look at them now. They're starting to really look like regal animals. I mean, it's super amazing. I really recommend it. If you ever get a chance to go see some puppies at a breeder's house and they'll let you in, you should go check it out because it's super cool. All right, wow, guys, it is already 4 weeks with these puppies, and so, I thought I would try to do the same things with them every week so that it would really give you guys an idea of exactly, what's going on with their development. I figured I'd put them in that same box every week and put them on that same table every week, but obviously we have a problem here. They're not going to sit in that box, okay? And I got to watch out because they keep trying to jump off the table. So I keep putting them in the box, and I try to get back to the camera, and then they're running around the table, and I try to pull the camera around so I can keep them in frame, and then they're trying to jump off the table, and so I put a bunch of foam down there in case they jumped off, thinking, well, if they jump off once or twice, they'll learn not to jump off anymore. Well, then they started thinking it was fun, and so it just got worse and worse. All right, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to start skipping, putting them in that box for a while, at least till we get to the training stage, and I can hold their attention up on that table. One of the things that never ceases to amaze me about puppies is how much they kind of just do naturally. Now I have 3 children and I grew up with 12 first cousins, so I've been around a lot of babies in my life. And, human babies, they don't know how to do anything. But these puppies, listen, I was trying to think about what I was going to put on this video today, and I thought, well, it's about time to feed these puppies. And so I'll just show people what it looks like the first time you introduce puppies to food. And, I was thinking it was going to be a little bit more dramatic than it is, but this is basically what happens. I just put some food in that bowl, and I set the puppies down there, and they immediately went to eating. There was no break-in period. There was no little bit at a time. They just were like little pigs. They just stuck their heads right in there and started eating. And listen, guys, that's a good sign. That's a sign of overall healthfulness right there. I just thought you might enjoy that part. Okay, guys, now right here, these puppies, they're 4 weeks old, and they're little dogs now, They look and act like little dogs. They're making all the same vocalizations, and they're anxious to see each other, and they're playing, and they're goofing off. And so this is what we generally refer to as the imprinting period. At this stage, I imprint all the behaviors that I'm going to be looking for out of an adult dog on them. Now, I don't expect them to do these things when I tell them, and I don't expect them to really even understand what they're doing. I interact with them in such a way as to draw out certain aspects of their personality. So this little group of dogs here, they're going to be guard dogs when they grow up. So what do I need out of a guard dog? I need them to come when I call them and be still when I tell them and have good manners and to be confident and outgoing. And really, I kind of need them to bite somebody if that person needs biting, Okay, so that's what I'm going to do with these puppies. Every day I get down on the ground with them and I practice calling them and I practice being rough with them. And I move my body in certain ways that elicit an oral response, where they'll run over there and grab a hold of my leg or my arm with their mouth, and I'll kind of tug with them a little bit, and we just have a big time. But I want you guys to look at what I'm doing with these puppies right now, how I'm letting them interact with me, how I'm teaching them about bite inhibition, how I'm making them super comfortable with certain levels of physical interaction with a human being. Okay, this is all stuff that you're going to see later on in these dogs' lives that come up, and so I like to right off the bat some in. Okay, it's never ever, I don't care what kind of dogs you're raising, it's never too early to start calling them to you. Now see here, where when I was playing with them, it was easy to get them to pay attention, but when I get over there and get still, what I did, I got still and I started vocalizing a little bit, and I got them to run to me. Then I made over them big, because a good recall is super important in life. Okay, and so we took a little rest period, and then I got the rag out. Okay, guys, now whenever you're going to raise dogs that you're going to do protection work with, you got to kind of start getting them to be oral, very early in their life. Teaching them to grab things that move fast and hold on to those things. So you'll notice with this little rag, I'm pulling on the rag and then I let the dog win. So I pull on the rag and I let the dog win. And that's going to happen that dog's whole life. Only thing that dog's ever going to know about having conflict is if I bite and hang on long enough, I'll eventually win. So it's super important, just like when you're doing the small challenges outside with them, that you make the activity challenging, but you never make it so challenging that the puppy fails, okay? And that can be hard when you're training dogs. And you're going to mess it up sometimes. I mean, sometimes you're going to tug till the puppy lets go, or sometimes you're going to jerk too hard and jerk it out of its mouth. But don't worry about that. Just as a general rule, try to make it easy enough for the puppy to win. Now, one of the things that I think is often overlooked when you're going to raise a protection dog is the physical socialization as it relates to how they can interact with a human being. Now, see how I'm laying down here and I'm getting those puppies up on me, and I'm letting that little puppy tug with that rope. Now, you see that pattern there, guys? That puppy doesn't know what's going on, but its whole life it's going to start to understand that getting on top of a person and holding on really good, it's an okay thing. It's what they're supposed to do. It's what they've done their whole life. They're never going to know any different. So a lot of times if you want to save yourself some work with a protection dog and at the 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 month mark, okay, just go ahead and imprint this at say the 4 to 16 week mark, and that way you don't have to kind of overcome a lot of social taboo for the dog. All right, have you another video next week, guys.
Oh, it's book babies.